Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Cat, and I'm here to give you some short video instructions on the graphing chemical bonds activity. So you can see that I have this Google Sheet pulled up um, behind my video, and I just want to make sure that you understand what you're going to be doing with this document. So there are 3 different tabs on this workbook. Okay, right now I'm on the data and graph. That's where you're going to start. We also have analysis and claim evidence reasoning. Okay, all of these instructions are also typed out in your Canvas assignment. Okay, so you're going to use your periodic table to look up the electronegativities of the elements involved in the bonds listed in the substances in the table below. Okay, these are already arranged for you by bond character or bond type, but you're going to use the periodic table with ions. So this is my hard copy. Okay, but I have this file linked in your Canvas assignment. What you'll notice is in the bottom right-hand corner for each of these elements, you're going to see that electronegativity value. So you've got your example there. You're going to look those up for each of the elements in the bond, and then you're going to order them. Highest electronegativity, lowest electronegativity. Okay. The way that you need to fill this chart out is that the lower electronegativity value needs to go in a different column based on the bond character for ionic, covalent, metallic. So basically what that means is any of these boxes that you see that are shaded dark gray, you're not going to put any data in there. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple examples. I've already got a few of them done, but I'm going to go ahead and hopefully zoom in my document a little bit so we can see. Looks like my computer is lagging, so I'm not going to go much more. Here we go. So you can see I've already got this set up so that the graph is going to kind of auto-populate for you. And what we're going to do, we're just going to pick a couple of these. So I'm going to look at this third one down. This is NaI. So you're looking for sodium and iodine. So if I look up sodium on my periodic table and find its electronegativity value, it is 0.9. Okay. Iodine, on the other hand, other side of the table, is 2.5. So 2.5 is higher, obviously, than 0.9. So I'm going to put 2.5 in the first column, and I'll put 0.9 in my second column. Okay. If we go down and look at the first one in our metallic space, this is just cesium. So it's going to be one cesium attached to another cesium. So you're going to use the exact same electronegativity value. Okay. Cesium's electronegativity is 0.7. So I'm going to put 0.7 in that first open column, skip the shaded gray column, and then make it 0.7 in the second column. Okay. Same thing's going to be true if we look at one of these down here. Let's look at fluorine, for example, F2, a fluorine with a fluorine, its electronegativity is 4.0. So I'm going to put that in. Hopefully it should give you the 4.0 automatically. Okay, 4.0 here as well. Okay, so let's take this out a little bit. And what you should see is that your graph will automatically be created for you. Okay, so I started out with just one dot on our graph already created for you. Okay, I added in 3 more. Notice that they are color coded to match the shading in the shading in the table, data table. Okay, so we're going to pretend like this is already done. Obviously, it's not. Okay, but when you're finished with this graph, by putting in all of your data, you're going to go ahead and copy this. Okay, and this is going to be types of chemical bonds. You're just going to click on this graph. Okay, make sure you select the whole thing. Control C, Command C, whatever you need to do to copy that. Okay, and then click on the Analysis tab. Okay, so on this tab, let me get to the top of this. You're going to see some instructions at the top that tell you to copy your graph, and then double click on the box below, and then you're going to draw 3 diagonal lines. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and double click on this graph, or this space, this box. This is where you're going to paste your graph. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hopefully paste this in here. Paste. Okay. And then it's going to give you the option once you paste that graph to link to your spreadsheet. make sure that you select that in case you have to make any adjustments to your graph. This will automatically correct in your drawing. Okay, so what you're going to do on this is draw 3 lines, a diagonal line, a vertical line, and a horizontal line. Once you have your points on there, it'll make a whole lot of sense. Okay, but to do that, you're going to select line, and then you're just going to draw a line. So once you select line, you're going to see these crosshairs. Okay, one of these you're going to draw from the origin up to 4.0 to make your diagonal line. Okay, and you'll see that created there. Okay, then you'll draw your vertical line, your horizontal line as directed. Okay, so you would save and close that, and it would show up again in your spreadsheet. Okay, once you have that graph with all of your points and then the 3 lines that have been added to them, you're going to go ahead and answer the 3 analysis questions underneath. You've got some compounds that are given to you where you're going to use the electronegativities and your graph to predict the bond character. You're going to select electronegativity ranges in the second question based on what you see in your graph. And then this third question, you're going to look at your 3 types of bonds or your 3 characters of bonds and figure out which atom it is that gives you the indication as to which bond is going to be. So which one are you going to look at to clarify whether it's ionic, metallic, or covalent? You've got to answer the second question and highlight these electronegativity ranges to answer that third question. Okay, last but not least is claim evidence reasoning. And I just want you to do your best with this to write a short claim, give evidence, and then quick reasoning for each of these 3 bond characters. Okay, so what you'll do is write a claim based on what you see from the data and from the graph. Okay, so what do you notice about the electronegativities of atoms in a metallic bond character? Okay, evidence is going to come from the data and from the graph. So you have to use electronegativity values in your evidence piece. And then your reasoning needs to come from what you know about electronegativities. So what is the definition of electronegativities? What does that mean for the electrons that are in that character of bond? Okay. When you're all the way done with this, you're going to go ahead and submit it in your Canvas assignment. And then you'll move on to the summary notes where I will walk you through what you should have and the conclusions that we should draw for each of these 3 types of bonds. And then you're going to do one little quick summary activity to wrap that up with a little bit of coloring, which I think is always fun. So if you have any questions or any issues about this graphing assignment, please make sure that you send me a message in Canvas. And if you have a really specific issue, make sure you send me a screenshot because that'll be a lot easier for me to help you figure out what's going on. But this is our graphing chemical bonds activity. I hope you enjoy it. See you soon.